Ladies, these days, if you gotta be a side chick, please be careful. Meet Dominique. She was a single mother of 4 in Oxford, Mississippi, and in 2018, she became the willing side chick of this guy, Matthew. Now, Matthew was a white, married father of 3, and a police officer with the Oxford PD. And their arrangement was simple. He would get the hawk tour from time to time, and she would get her bills paid and other kinds of financial help. What was most important to Matthew, though, was that all of this was kept on the low. He really didn't want anyone knowing of his association with Dominique. And let me quickly throw this in there. This was Matthew's second marriage. His first wife purportedly unalived herself, and Matthew was a person of interest in that case, but nothing ever came of it. Anyway, it seemed like Dominique and Matthew had a very transactional relationship. Like, he paid her rent from time to time, he gave her a down payment for a car, he even helped her purchase some real estate. But as this affair continued, things started to get more serious. According to her family, Dominique wasn't happy being the side chick, and after a while, she wanted Matthew to leave his wife. Of course, Matthew wasn't gonna do that. He didn't even want to be seen with Dominique, much less leave his wife to go be with her. When it was made perfectly clear that he wasn't leaving his wife, Dominique wanted to end the relationship. I could just imagine Matthew thinking about all the money he spent and is currently spending and thought to himself, nah, you gon' be the side chick and be happy with it. But the next time Dominique needed something financially, I imagine Matthew was there to help, so the affair continued. A few months later, Dominique found herself pregnant. When she told Matthew about the pregnancy, then he was ready to end the affair. He felt like things had gotten too far and wanted her to terminate the pregnancy. Remember, the one thing that he wanted was for all of this to be kept on the low. Tell me why. Dominique said not only is she going to keep the baby, but she about to expose Matthew to his wife. Now, I'm not sure if she was saying that just like in the heat of the moment or if she was for real, but Matthew wasn't taking no chances. So one night, Dominique tells Matthew to come on over because her kids were gone for the weekend. She was thinking they was going to be doing one thing, but he was thinking about something much darker. He was one of those cops who patrolled on horseback sometimes, so he went to the barn where the cops kept the horses and left his phone there. He didn't want his movements to be tracked. He then pulled up to Dominique's crib and parked down the street. She left the door unlocked for him, so when he walks inside, he noticed that Dominique was asleep. That's when he left the apartment, went back to his patrol car, grabbed the heater, went back to the apartment, and squeezed one off into her head. She was unalived immediately. He then left the apartment again, went back to the barn, got his phone, and then sent her a text. When the kids came home a couple days later, they were the ones who discovered her body. Investigators were called in, and they immediately got to work. Dominique and Matthew's relationship was soon discovered. The Oxford PD had the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations take over the case due to the conflict of interest. Matthew was brought in for questioning, and he admitted to having an affair with her, but suggested that maybe she unalived herself. Sounds pretty familiar, huh? And believe it or not, they actually believed him for a while. And this made her family angry because how was she gonna unalive herself when they found no heater in her apartment? Unfortunately for him, they ended up finding surveillance footage of him parking his patrol car down the street. He thought he was being slick, and it didn't even work. They got him in 4K coming in and out of the apartment. He was charged with capital murder, and to avoid the death penalty, he ended up pleading guilty and getting life in prison. Dominique's family filed a wrongful death suit against the Oxford PD, and they ended up settling for $2.2 million. Moral of the story, please be careful who you allow yourself to be a side chick to. Just saying. R.I.P. Dominique.